It's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Cafe Enchante, and we are continuing where we left off in Canis's route. We're in chapter 3, I think. Are we? I think so. Anyway, so here we go. It's been a few days since I got to play, so. Anyway. So, this is it. And this is where the wormhole opened. Just as I heard from Venia, this must be the aftermath of the wormhole. In front of me is a large hole gouged out from the trunk. Considering the size of a Gadrassil, it is a negligible wound. Regardless, it was large enough for a Gadrassil to recognize that it had been attacked. If it was off by a little bit, it would not have stimulated it, but that is a moot point. As I muttered to myself, I realized something. Surrounding the gouged-out bark is a tiny, white, powdery substance scattered about. Ash? Why are there ashes in a place like this? Sounds like someone planted a bomb! I don't know. I look around but can't see anything that would create this much ash. It's kind of interesting that there are, like, round holes in the ground and in the trees. Like, perfectly round. In this world of Medio, there is no such thing as fire. It looks somewhat familiar to me, but as I try to figure out what it is, ash, like when the creatures... I was like, where have we seen the ash before? And then it just occurred to me. The skeleton things. You know what I mean? My surroundings suddenly roar with life. Not again. The Gadrassil's roar is gradually occurring more frequently. The chances of it not waking is slim to none. In that case, anything can happen at this point. I must send Spacey back immediately. Oh, that's true. He doesn't know what happened to us. The largest quake I have felt yet engulfs my surroundings, enough to cut me off entirely. Yeah! I can't do this anymore! What's happening? Wait, you all stay still! The fairies that were hiding in the area come rushing out, and in their path, it's looking for movement. Oh, what the fuck? Like a blooming flower, a mysterious shadow appears. Spooky. Huh? Is that the queen? No, stop! Do not go near him! Help me, my queen! Gadrassil has been... The moment the shadow engulfed her, the fairy tried to scatter, but it was taken captive and soon disappeared. So now it's not using tentacles, it's showing up looking like a fairy, and they're like, is that the queen? Does it look like the fucking queen, bitch? It looks like a nightmare. A pretty one, but still. My queen! Why? What happened? Watch out! She may resemble the queen, but she is not Titania. That is right. I know this person. 500 years ago, she even devoured my predecessor, Banshee. She is the embodiment of all the past World Tree brides. Soul Eater. Applicable name. Kind of funny, though. World Tree brides of the past have been reduced to this form, appearing as part of the World Tree to consume nourishment. Their fucking souls being insane because they got eaten by a fucking tree! As soon as I recognize the threat, I sprint to protect the fairies, the opposite of what I usually do for them. I leap in front of them to try and block the piercing shot. Oh! I managed to blow it away, but... Oh! Well, shit. Similar bodies immediately start to rise from the surrounding area. Well, fuck. Now there was one and now there's three. There were too many. As I fight to protect the fleeing fairies, a medley of flowers begin to rain down above my head. From the flowers I hear a familiar voice. Can you hear me, Canis? Venia? Good timing. I have important news. The Soul Eaters have appeared near where the wormhole opened the other day. And Gadrassil's awakening is imminent. Yes, I am aware. Gadrassil has taken in a foreign entity, a human, and will now seek out even more sustenance to protect itself. You did this! What just happened to my computer? Okay, never mind. Sorry, like, my computer's on, but it just went dark. Like, my screen went dark, even though it's like a... Yeah. What? What? Venia! What in the world are you saying? Took in a human? Yeah, I can't believe Venia just fucking admitted that shit. What a bitch. What happened? No! What did you do to Spacey? Venia! My rage-filled scream echoes. I mean, seriously. And while my sword cuts down the enemies... I wouldn't be surprised if Canis cuts down Venia. I mean, look, Venia, I love you, but you threw me into a fucking... You tried to feed me to a tree! I'm a little fucking miffed right now. Rest assured, Spacey is right here. Venia's soft voice melted into battle. As the new World Tree Bride. I mean, I get you're trying to kill the tree, but you're going to kill me instead. You're kind of an asshole. Our friends would have helped you kill the tree, but you decided to be this much of a bitch? God damn. I kind of love it, though, because, like, you were like, oh, like, Venia, he hates us. He's kind of our friend. Okay, and then at that point where he was about to throw you into a tree, you're like, are you going to do something bad? Oh, no, okay, you're not. Wait, are you? No, you're not. But wait, are you? I was going back and forth every line. I was like, I think we should run quickly and get out of here. No, Venia's fine. Venia's not going to hurt us. Wait, but he might. No, it'll be fine. But I don't. Fuck yeah, I did. Still traumatized. I'm not sure whose perspective we are, so I'm just going to read normal. It was a long time ago. Is it me? Back when I was... Oh, is this Venia? Well, we'll just read it normal until we figure it out. Back when I was still living with my 2 older sisters, it has to be Venia, because we don't have any siblings. And Venia's older, like, yeah, Titania and Banshee were considered his older sisters. Yeah, okay. The dignified oldest sister, Banshee. The kind-hearted second sister, Titania. And me, Venia. My sister Banshee, who was born as the Fairy of Death, fated to be feared from birth, was also a gentle sister, according to us, since we were all born in this world. And the 3 of us were aware of our unique existence compared to the other fairies. And still, we continued to live a happy life. Our lives took a turn about 500 years ago. The Fairy Queen at the time was nearly dead, and Titania was chosen as the next queen. The most beautiful fairy, loved by a Gadrassil, that will unite all fairies. And this position was a highly coveted and admired position. And this was no exception for me, who was still young at the time. When I heard that my sister was to become the queen, I felt nothing but pride. Yeah, that's true, because you don't know until you're there, and then you're like, oh. But in the shadows... Why does it have to be her? One evening I was summoned by Banshee. Without even knowing, she was pale-faced and shaking her head, while everyone else was out celebrating their new queen. Nia, please, stop Titania. Stop her from becoming the bride. I couldn't understand it. Why must we be the ones to destroy her rise to glory? We should be the ones who are celebrating the most. Perhaps... Is Banshee envious that her own bloodline has taken the beloved throne of the queen? I foolishly thought so. And without asking for further details, I rejected her plea and shook my head. I remember it to this day. There's no way I could ever forget, because this was the last night I saw my sister, Banshee. And now I understand why Banshee's eyes looked so sad. Why Banshee put her life on the line to stand against this world. Now I understand. As the Fairy of Death, she inherited the knowledge about the truth of being the Fairy Queen. She knew the truth of sacrifice of the World Tree Bride, disguised as a decorated position. Of course, she could have very well told Titania of this hidden truth. But perhaps she chose to throw herself away for the sake of all those living in Medio. But that's why Banshee called for me that evening, because I was the only hope to make Titania reconsider. So, instead, you're pissed because your sister, you're going to sacrifice someone else. You're kind of an asshole. What the fuck, computer? does my fucking computer keep going fucking, like... My computer screen keeps going dark. And I don't understand why. Like, it shouldn't be going dark while the screen's in use, but the screen's in use and it keeps, like, fucking going dark. Like, I don't understand. Does it, like, not think it's plugged in or something? Like, what the hell? Like, I don't know why, like, my computer will, like, you know, the screensaver, it'll go dark, but, like, we've barely been here a few minutes and it's already gone dark twice. Like, what the fuck is happening here? Oh my god, I'm sorry. It's just really bothering me. I've got to try to fix this. Like, I don't understand why this is being a pain in my ass. I mean, it's just fucking annoying. Like, I've never had this problem. Like, we've been here for like 10 minutes and it's like gone dark twice. Like, hello? I'm using my screen. What are you doing? Anyway. I don't want to lose those that are dear to me anymore. I'd rather fall to disgrace than do nothing and lose them. Even if the cost of it, the life of someone I know, is someone I can call my friend. Yeah, bitch. Like, fuck you. I still kind of love him, but, like, not in this route. Like, now I'm like, kind of go fuck yourself. Kindly go fuck yourself hard, okay? 'Cause you suck. She'll forgive you. I'm not sure I will. You're gonna have to kiss my ass a lot to get me to forgive you for this. Gadrassil eats away at my soul. There's no room for me to tremble in fear. All I feel is an extreme pain at my limbs. And at the same time, it felt as though my flesh was gradually being removed from my fingertips. And while I writhed in pain, Venia begins to explain quietly the reasons behind his actions. I don't give a fuck what your reasons are. Like, there were other options. I knew what I had to do when she started talking about the incident at Amasaki Island. Saki Island? Yes, for the folks of Enchante and their powers. If they could work together as one, you could have asked! Instead of throwing me into a goddamn plant to be plant food. Like, seriously. Perhaps they can fight off an entire world, and that's the decision I've made. In other words, Venia, instead of taming a Gadrassil, has taken me hostage and crafted a situation which will compel Canis and the others from Enchante to fight and kill a Gadrassil. I believe that's what's going on. And as if to affirm my predictions, Spacey, you have every right to hate me, and I do. I don't deserve any sympathy. You won't get it. But please, I need you to help me save my older sister. And you could have asked me this, and asked me to have the people, and like, been like, look, you either help me kill this fucking tree, or I'm gonna take her, throw her into the goddamn tree, and then you're gonna have to do it anyway. So, like, let's just do this. Yeah, I mean, and then we would have been like, all right, let's just kill this fucking tree. But no, you had to be this much of a bitch. Okay. Like, the fuck. In response to his sorrowful, resentful, and pitiful voice, Titania bursts out into a rage. How reckless of you! You thought I would be happy being released like this? No, I did not. As your younger brother, I know you better than anyone else. Thank you. Titania's palm strikes her brother's cheek. You're gonna have to do that close-fisted, though. I'm gonna need a punch. But it wasn't enough to get him to stop. He held on tightly to Titania's arm and stared deeply into her eyes. Why, Nia? I was happy to see you start visiting Enchante and coming home with stories. You, who regretted and empathized with the misfortunes of Banshee and myself, and never pursued your own happiness. I was happy that you finally made a friend. But why? Yeah, why would you sacrifice your friend? I could have loved you better. I mean, obviously not because we're in Canis's route, but like, whatever. Like, I certainly do not hate Spacey, but that is as far as I go. It's just a matter of priorities. It's quite clear who I should prioritize between you and her. Silence! How dare you speak of me like I'm an object? I mean, girl, high five. I'd high five you, but I'm trapped in a plant slowly dying, thanks. Sister, you and I have been choosing the fairies for Canis to kill. We've prioritized older fairies over younger ones. One by one, we chose who would die. And she's older than me. I'm just saying. Your logic is faulty. And that is exactly what you were opposing. That's exactly what you're opposing. It's too late. Fenia's eyes are endlessly cold and calm. Changing his mind would be nearly impossible for anybody to do. Like, I don't want Canis to kill him because I love Venia, but at the same time, I kind of want Canis to kill him because, like, fuck this bitch right now. Like... Why? Computer, what is wrong with you? Some kind of setting got fucked up and it's bugging me. I cut up. I cut down. I wipe out. In a single swing, I cut away 2 or 3 of them. But... faster than I can defeat them, even more enemies begin to appear. Darn. This never ends. Darn, I love that. Darn. Even while I do this, Spacey is getting her soul sucked away. I do not have time to be stuck here. I should be heading to the Nexus. Ooh, that one's red. Ooh, creepy. Oh! Get behind me! Yes! Thank you! I cannot abandon the fairies around me, and instead of them, I am the one being backed into a corner by the spirits. Oh, only that one has the flower on her head now, the other ones don't. Heavens! Heavens! Did he clutch his pearls when he said that, you think? How ironic. In order to tame the Gadrassil's rampage, I need to offer the souls of fairies. Saving them here would be pointless, even counterproductive. But I can't believe I'm wielding my sword, unable to ignore the tragedies before me. It's a horrible self-contradiction. Hurry, everyone! Run! But where? Where are we supposed to run to? Even when they look at me in question, I could not give an answer. Everything is under the grasp of a Gadrassil. No. As long as this fairy world of Medeo is the world tree, there is no place of safety and refuge. If we disregard the integrity of the area, a temporary safety may be viable, but if we involve the Gadrassil any further, the injured world tree will seek even more sustenance, even more fairies, and even from Spacey. There is nowhere to run. This very world tree that we stand against is the enemy. You need to get as far away as you can. Everyone, run toward the outside of a Gadrassil. Just fly and keep flying. Don't look back, even if someone gets eaten. In fact, take that opportunity to escape. No way! What crosses my mind is the decision I made 500 years ago. If I turned my sword now and cut down the fairies... But similarly, I recall her face. She said she wants to know me, that she wanted to be with me where I belong. She gifted me such priceless words. Her image is in my mind. In which case... What am I doing? Escaping to death. Wait, what? A strike again to cut down a line of enemies. And while I take another stance, to at least create a path... I remember! Everyone, I remember! A high-pitched voice cuts off my thought. I look up and see a trembling fairy flapping her wings. She was a small fairy without the slightest ability to fight. If we go to that place, we might be safe! A safe place? How can there be such a place? But despite fearing the Soul Eater's attack, the fairy desperately raises her voice. Because I heard about it! It's a very beautiful place where anyone is welcome! That girl, Spacey, she told me! The fairy, while drawing a streak of shiny dust behind her, headed for... a single door. A lone, decorated and heavy door buried beneath thick vegetation. I swore to return to what's behind that door. Yes, I think it was called Enchante! And in front of this hopeful door is a blockade of despair. She won't make it. Oh, our friendos? Because the door just fucking opened. I expect to see Miser standing right here like, sup, bitch? But the foe is suddenly crushed. Oh, did I run into some war zone all of a sudden? A familiar voice, and with other friendly voices. I knew it. You knew it! Like that blast, you're like, it's gonna be fucking Miser just standing there like a cocky fucking bitch, right? And yes, he is, just standing there like, so, did you miss me? I bet you missed me. Hey there, my good old Dullahan pal. I know I wasn't really invited, but here I am, ready to help you. Miser. And before a moment can pass after my gasp, 2 more shadows jump out and take down several more soul eaters. How did they get here, though? Because doesn't Canis have to open the door? Or like, well, okay, they're magic. God damn it, computer, stop! I don't fucking understand what is wrong with my fucking computer all of a sudden. It was fine yesterday. And today it's like, fuck you! You're not wiggling the mouse. Every 2 minutes we're gonna go dark. It's pissing you the fuck off. No, really. The hell is going on here? Thought this place was supposed to be nice. Judging by the fairies' faces in this predicament, nothing about this says nice. Fairies, hurry to this door. Rindo and Canis sound the same when I'm trying to be angry, but prompted by Rindo's words, the surrounding fairies go through the gate like a crashing wave. I can see Karia on the other side, calming the fairies so they don't panic. You guys, why are you all here? Once I voice my inquiry of how this happened, Ignis stares down at his surroundings and responds without hesitation. Spacey left a letter saying she's going to Medio? If it was just with a tea with the Queen, sure, since she does that all the time, but we just heard from Mikado some bad news about the current state of Medio. So since we had a bad feeling about it, we got Karia to connect a gate for us, and now we're here. Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about Karia. I know, and then they literally just said, like, Karia's cleaning all the fairies, and then when Rindo was like, we had Karia, I'm like, oh, yeah, right, he's a fairy, you can know, okay. I was like, how the fuck did they... Look, I forgot about one of our strays, okay? And judging by what we see, our assumption was pretty spot on, wasn't it? Though they may not know all the details, they must have sensed a great danger. Oh! Fighting stance! With the reunion greeting out of the way, the 4 of them braced themselves for combat. However, the swarm of enemies, perhaps perceptive of their immediate disadvantage, or maybe for another unknown reason, disappear as if to melt into the stems, and not a single one remained visible. They ran away. I nodded Ill's words, then follow up. However, for now, we can at least have a decent conversation. But we have no time. We will have to talk on the move. Do you mind? Hey! Lord Ignis coming through! Move it, pipsqueaks! The soul leaders that stand in our way in a Gadrassil's tentacles scatter as Ignis's outburst scares them off. After disposing of the enemies, we are finally reunited as a group again. And stop at a crossroad. It's like, we gotta go on the move! And now all of a sudden, it's like we skipped a bunch of shit, but like, whatever. So, now what, geniuses? The fastest way, bursting through the shortest path, is a no-go because she'll die, right? Ignis cracks his shoulders while recounting what I had told him as we ran. Indeed. If we get there and her soul is sucked dry, that wouldn't make for a very good joke. Also, we shouldn't take too long either. Her energy is a problem, but she will live to see dawn at the latest. Before anyone else can pick up on Miser's suggestive choice of words, Ill finishes his sentence. And plus, considering the owner's personality, we can't just run full speed to a rescue without minding the lives of these fairies. Even if we set aside humane concerns, if we don't cut off a Gadrassil's source of energy, we'll always be at a disadvantage. After such a short dialogue, the plan we decided on is a rather simple one. Rindo and Ill will raid and search as they lead the fairies to Enchante. Miser and Ignis will keep environmental damages to a minimum while acting as our escorts. So in a nutshell, this is a crapshoot. Well, you are right. Since we don't have the time to come up with a sophisticated game plan, this might be the best we can do. After deciding on the general plan, Rindo hands something out. Hey, everyone. I'll leave you with these. This is... It's a GPM long-wave radio made by Mikado. As long as we're in the same world, we can use this to contact one another, since the range on these are pretty good. Oddly enough, he must have known how inept I am with technology, since he told me to leave it on and not touch anything. He's like, I'm gonna just put this in your pocket! Don't touch it. I take the communication device, and after each of us finish preparing... Canis, getting to the Nexus is our highest priority. Focus on getting there as quickly as possible. Roger that. I am counting on you. I guess he's taken the spotlight. But any way you look at it, this is Canis' home turf. He has a huge advantage in strength and tactics. And furthermore, the one to rescue the kidnapped princess has to be the knight, isn't that right? Sure, and the Demon Lord is the villain. You're right. Miser's like, wait a minute! Oh, and but I hate when they do it. They're like, oh, he's the final boss. The Demon Lord is the villain. Okay, you're not making me feel good about this round. I just started to be like, I don't want to get there. I love Miser, and you're just going to rip my heart out because you keep saying these things. Like, game, are you trying to scare me? Because I feel like you are. I feel the tension in my shoulders relax, seeing their unchanged demeanors. But at the same time, I feel... I must return Spacey to the peaceful nature of this group. Well, leave the rest to me. Just don't screw this up, champ. Right. You have my word. Here we go, back to me. Gradually, it feels like my senses are waning. Touch, vision, sound. The one thing keeping my failing body intact is... Spacey, you must not pass out! Keep a grip on yourself! Titania cries in terror before my eyes. And yet these two assholes are... Okay, not her. But, like, fucking Venia just threw me into a plan and they're just gonna hang out until everything dies instead of, like, take her and run. You're just standing here? Like, that's a quick way... No, Canis, cut him down. Like... And... I mean, seriously? Not gonna lie. Above my knees, a single flower... From it, I can hear a nostalgic voice. I wonder whose voice it is. Where and when have I heard it? A gentle voice. A very lovely voice. My head is foggy, and my consciousness blinks sporadically. Nia! Haven't you had enough? At this rate... Not yet. I need her to be the bride for a little longer. Like I told you, sister, I will kill the Gadrassil. I will kill this world no matter what it takes. In order to save her, they will not back down. However, thoughtlessly attacking a Gadrassil will only lead to her death. Their rescue requires careful planning. They will surely... No. Canis will surely come here. He'll be overcome with passion and he'll certainly cut down her enemy with his mighty sword. Yeah, he might cut you down first, and as tragic as that would be because I love you, also kind of feel like he should. Just saying. It's weird. I love you and I hate you at the same time. I wonder if Venia is aware. If he's right, Canis' blade will be pointed at him. There's no way that Venia himself hasn't realized this. Venia, 3. Having taken his eldest sister Banshee and freely taking the life force of his older sister Titania, he has an intense hatred of the World Tree. To save his only remaining sister, he would not hesitate to throw away his newly created bonds, or his own life. Yet, Titania is still... My train of thought derails at the sudden roar of the trees. Give me more. Something is being drained out of me. I nearly forget my need to breathe. Spacey, listen to my voice! Listen to everyone's voice! You must keep them in your heart. and those who are coming to rescue you. Keep them in your heart. Thanks to another surge of excruciating pain, I managed to stay awake. And as I was told, I try to repeat someone's name to myself. I am the owner of Enchante, the barista for the regulars, and Canis is... Now, Spacey, this is it. You can hate me all you want. You can resent me for the rest of your life. You do not want to die. You want to be saved. You find a Gadrassil and I unforgivable, huh? And then, he holds a single flower up towards me. The subtle fragrance tickles my nose. And then scream. Scream for help. While my consciousness nearly escapes me, I make eye contact with the man before me. Contrary to the strong words, his eyes are drowning in sorrow. My mouth trembles as I spill the words. Canis! At this point, it was almost unclear who this name referred to, but I just have one thing to say. I believe in you. Spacey! Despite my predicament, for some reason I have the strength to say that gently and with a smile, but this doesn't last very long. Ah! I can't scream too loud. Now, I know you can hear this scream. Come, legendary warriors of the universe. If you're capable of destroying entire worlds as the legends speak, then let's see you destroy this screwed up world and leave nothing behind. As we run toward the Nexus, I can hear intense laughing and screaming. And... Miser, Ignis, did you hear that? As we strike down our enemies and continue making our way, their lack of an answer must be the answer. She never told me neither to fight a Gadrassil or to kill it, nor did she seek rescue. She only said one thing. Believe in me. After that, I clenched the now silenced flower tightly in my fist. You gotta do it after being told something like that. Sheesh, what a piece of work. But that's what makes our cafe owner special. Let's go, Canis. Let's go save her. I'm not guided by some inherited memory of someone else, nor am I influenced by fate blindly following a predetermined path. I only follow my own will. Yeah, I will save her. Oh, sweet. The end. Who knows what happened? No matter... Oh. I'm not sure whose perspective this is, but anyway, no matter how much it's changed due to the effects of the fairy world, the biological characteristics of the plant, receiving sunlight, conducting photosynthesis, and feeding off the land and water, should be no different from regular plant life. Unless that was supposed to be Mikado saying that, but it didn't have Mikado's thing over it. It's just his face, so... As the GPM R&D department head, Mikado had once analyzed, though it's out of the ordinary, a Gadrassil is still a plant. It has no eyes to perceive tragedies, no ears to hear the cries of fairies. It does not answer prayers, nor does it think or feel. Yes, the only thing a Gadrassil has is the eat or be eaten survival instinct. Could you imagine if your broccoli was like that? You try to cook it and the shit tries to choke you? I'm just saying. That's kind of terrifying. Eat or be eaten. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Most plants are like... I don't think most plants are like, fuck you, I'll eat you, human. Like, kind of scared of carrots now. I'm just saying. Anyway. But now, a Gadrassil... I mean, if it was a Venus flytrap, maybe, but like... is shaken with anger. Even when it desires sustenance to heal, its food source, fairies, cannot be found. Oh, that's a lot of bullshit, because Venia's right fucking there, all I'm saying. The roots that are extended out to find food have been cut down by someone, one by one. The lack of food and the swarm of enemies that seek to harm it are, for the World Tree, a threat comparable to what occurred 500 years ago. Thus, Gadrassil, guided by anger, an emotion the World Tree shouldn't have, an emotion, and the World Tree shouldn't have any of them. Ooh, that looked really pretty back there. Soul Eaters! At Gadrassil's nexus, the Queen's quarters, the roots and flowers quickly become visible. Like a blooming flower, enemies begin to appear one by one. The fairy siblings' expressions tighten. You should have gotten the fuck out, is all I'm saying, because now you're both gonna die. What was that for? Impossible! How could they appear in a place like this? The Soul Eaters are tentacles designed to consume fairy souls. Normally, they do not appear near the throne where the bride offers her soul. Even during Gadrassil's chaos 500 years ago, they never once appeared in this location. And why? No. I see. I understand now. Yeah? It's Canis's comrades. They must have evacuated all the fairies to Enchante. In other words, the only... Oh, Titania. Whoop. In other words, the only food left in Mateo is us. Canis, where are you? Oh, really? Now you're... Okay, You know what? Bitch. Venia backs up step by step while protecting his scornful sister. If he's attacked here, it would pass as well-deserved punishment. Either he gets cut down by the Dullahan or eaten by the Soul Eater. Either way, that would be the end of it. However, his sister must be spared. Here's the funny part, though. I want Canis to cut his ass down, but at the same time, no, I want you to live. And I want you to stay. No, you can't go anywhere. You have to stay in Enchante, and you have to look at me every fucking day and remember what you did, bitch. Every fucking day. And then my children and my children's children and forever. That would be better. Oh, do you feel the guilt's eating me alive? Just let me go. No, Venia. You have to stay alive forever and remember what you did and suffer. I'm serious. As if they sensed a lack of combat skills, the rising roots extend themselves at once. However, the hands of evil suddenly soar through the sky. All of them abruptly stop midair and fall to the ground in an instant. They're like, huh? What just happened? The squirming enemies seem to avoid advancing any further than a certain distance. At the center of it is obviously... Spacey! Did you stop them? They look up to see Spacey, who was supposed to be indisposed, holds her head up a little and stares at the Soul Eaters. You stopped them? No. Impossible. A human wielding the power of a Gadrassil? Bitch, I will teach you a bitch slaps him with one of the tentacles. I own this tree now! The Soul Eaters that surround Venia and Titania stand still standing in shock, slowly close their distance between them. But... up! As if to be struck by Spacey's voice, the Soul Eaters freeze in position. Hey, if we're gonna be strapped to a tree, I'm damn well gonna harness this motherfucker. It's my tree now. Are you protecting us? Why? Because I don't want Titania to get eaten because I like her. But me? No, oh, fuck you. Oh, no, I just want you to suffer forever. That's true. I don't want you to get eaten. Really? You forgive me? Oh, hell no! Forever! Suffer! Don't do it, Spacey! The Queen's powers will drain you of life! Gadrassil has already been eating away at your life. Using more power will only... From Spacey's point of view, she has no reason to leave or protect them. They cannot believe her actions. Despite Venia's dumbfounded expression, Spacey lightly smiles at Titania's plea. No, if I quit, you'll be attacked. You, my friend, have finally been liberated. You're able to use your own feet now to visit Enchante. I refuse to let you become the World Tree Bride again. We're such a good person. But if you throw Titania in here, I mean, if you throw Venia in here, it'll be fine. Stop her from becoming the bride. Venia suddenly loses his balance. He can hear the voice of a certain someone in Spacey's words. Nia, snap out of it! Look how far she's gone! Do you still intend to sacrifice Spacey? If all you want is to call Canis here, you've done more than enough. Please! I don't know why the pleading, for some reason in my brain, I'm like, Bastion, call out my new name! I don't know why. When I just read that, please, I was like, I just got some, like, fucking never-ending story flashbacks. Sorry. I can't. Nia! Why are you being so stubborn? If only I could. I also want to release Sister. At this point, I would replace her. But... And you should have replaced her. I was only able to release you earlier after 100 years of modifications to the throne. I cannot do it at the drop of a hat. However, from the beginning, the circumstances didn't allow for them to properly think of a plan. Here we go. The roots mobilize, and soul eaters start to appear again in pursuit of the final source of food. Despite being stopped by the Queen's powers, the spirits slowly surround them again. Spacey stares down at them once more. Don't come near! But as an act of defiance, the bindings of the throne violently and rapidly entangle her body. Not only her limbs, but her torso and breasts. They even firmly wrap around her neck. Spacey! Sister! Damn it! Stay off my sister, Gadrassil! Without any regard to anyone's feelings, Gadrassil indiscriminately and relentlessly tries to consume everything, even the souls of all present living beings. The dramatic fucking, like, pipe organ music, like the fucking, like, Vlad the Impaler, like, Dracula, like, vampire music going on here is just whatever, but it's like, you're like, oh, it's dramatic. But, like, this is like, you're like, I was really expecting, like, I mean, I'm sure the boys are going to pop in a minute, but sorry, someone knocked on my door because I got a package, but I wasn't sure if they just knocked to let me know there was a package or was knocking because I had to, like, sign for it. They just left knock. You know what I mean? Like, Amazon throws packages and runs, but I don't know if this was UPS or FedEx. I'm not sure. But they, like, actually put it down knocked. Like, UPS always, like, waits and then is like, I can sign for you. But, like, FedEx usually chucks it and runs, but sometimes they knock. They, like, knock and run. But, and especially now with, like, you know, COVID and shit, everyone's like, okay, we'll just drop it and go. But I wasn't sure. I was like, maybe it's the UPS guy I need to sign, but no. So, anyway. Plus, it's also weird when you're, like, talking to yourself. There's no music, no nothing, and you're like, the boys are gonna come in and rescue us, and there's a knock on your door, and you're like, these people can fucking hear me. Anyway. Well, so. Anyway, I'm expecting them to bust in, even though it seems, like, dire. But it's like, I expected them to kind of come in. The things are moving closer, but then they showed the tentacles, like, right all up in everyone's face, and I'm like, are they actually gonna let them die? Because that'd be kind of fucked up. You know, I expect this to be a happy ending, so, yeah. We'll see. Aw. We're remembering this one. Oh, nope, there goes by, sorry. It fades. Aw, all of our CGs are popping up and fading away. Fades away. But we're getting, like, a CG flashback. I love it. Like, the many memories that make me who I am. Are we gonna forget everything, or are we gonna get them back? That would suck. I don't want to forget everything. Gadrassil, which has a hold on my soul, chokes me and takes me away. The person that enjoys talking with regulars. The person that brews coffee while smiling and laughing at the counter. I don't want to lose any of them. They're all treasured memories, yet One by one, they become foggy and get ripped apart, like a once colorful tree in autumn withering away in the winter. My memories. Hold. Sorry to sneeze. My recollections. Myself. They're being stripped one by one. But even still, I will not forget. No matter how much of myself is stripped, I don't want to forget one word. This word only consists of 5 letters. Canis? Canis. I just repeated so. Like a plea. Like a prayer. It's one word, 5 letters. Miser? That would have been better. The one word that clearly holds passion. I will never let go of it. Canis! That was him running. Creak, 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 creak. As if to answer my prayers, a single blade cuts through. The countless soul eaters and a Gadrassil's tentacles that surround me are all destroyed in an instant. Even the throne that constricted me has been cut up into 1,000 tiny pieces. Yay! My body is gently picked up. Do we get a CG? Because it's a white screen. A cold and hard set of black armor. But I know the warm spirit that pulses beneath it. Spacey, sorry to keep you waiting. Assertive and gentle. And as reliable as anything. Yes, he came. Although Okay, hold on. The person that I hope to never forget. Aww! You get a lovely CG. Adorable! Canis. That much is true. I am the knight that you believed in. I am Canis Espada. After noticing that I'm still conscious, he draws his sword again, with his powerful tone intact. Hear me now, Gadrassil. She is not your bride. No matter who it may be, I will not allow you to harm Spacey. It's kind of like, okay, so what I was gonna say, but like they were joking, like Miser was joking, like, oh, you gotta go save the princess, right? Like, but it kind of is like that's exactly what is happening, because we were thrown into, like, you're basically now the World Tree Bride, which is the Fairy Queen. So you're like the Fairy Queen in peril, and the night comes to say, I mean, they kept it. They were like, look, if he's gonna be like a knight, then we got, and she's the queen, and then it's perfect. Kind of fits perfectly. I mean, if you think about it, it doesn't matter the situation. If our boyfriendo comes and saves us, they're our knight. He just happens to actually be a knight, which works out pretty well, but anyway. As her protector, and as her partner, I, Canis Espada, shall take her now. Aw. As if to be stunned by his overwhelming dominance, the distant soul eaters in the surrounding area don't seem to move any closer. Spacey, you who looked straight into my empty eyes and shone light, in order to live up to your faith in me, I swear to wield my sword to save lives. Except for except for Venia's. No, please save him. I want him to stare at me forever and feel guilty for the rest of his hundreds of thousands of years. While still carrying me in his arms, Canis jumps away from the rubbles of the throne and heads toward Titania and Venia, whom he apparently had also just saved. Please, rest assured now, I shall never let you go from these hands again, and no matter what, I shall protect you, always. Oh, it's romantic. Yes, it's okay. I believe in you, all of you, Canis. Spacey. After he gently embraces my body once again, Canis faces towards Venia and Titania, who are still slightly dumbfounded, yet sighing in relief. Canis, why did you spare me? Let alone my sister. I tried to destroy you and her. Let alone I think how Venia's like, why did you spare me, let alone my sister? That's usually reserved for why did you spare me, let alone her. Titania should be the one saying that. Like, why did you spare me, let alone Venia? Like she feels responsible, but like Venia's the real, like, asshole. Venia's making it sound like Titania's the asshole. She did nothing. She's innocent. She is an innocent, like, she just like me, she's a victim in all this. Do I need a reason? What? If I see someone suffering in front of me, especially if that person is a dear friend, I will never hesitate to reach out to help. Plus, you will suffer forever staring at Spacey remembering what you did. Guilt. That's all I want. If it is punishment you want, you must wait. I did not come here to kill you. Venia's like, fuck. At the exact moment, Venia bit down on his lips, trying to process all of the emotions he can't express. The Gadrassil begins to shake. What? We need to Scooby-Doo the fuck out of here. This is... Now that a Gadrassil has lost its bride, it's starting to thrash and rampage. At this rate, everything around us, and worst case scenario, a Gadrassil itself, will become a soul eater and we're right in its motherfucking mouth! At this point, even Canis and Titania begin to panic. The fairy world of Medeo is finished. Although, we may not have been able to kill a Gadrassil, we were able to destroy this twisted world. And Canis, I know this may be disgraceful. Please, take sister and the others and evacuate to Enchante. Though Venia's words are filled with petulance, Canis responds. There was no need for that. That's all he said. Oh, because we've got, the demon and the angel coming to save us out. What? What did you say? Like she said, believe in me. And if you can, my job is to honor your faith in me. I saved Spacey, and I have saved you all. Now, the fairy world Medeo, too. I will save it, and that is my role as the Fairy of Death, even for a Gadrassil. For I am the knight that protects this world. The quake is so violent that the collapse of the Nexus could happen at any moment. In the midst of the chaos, Canis's words are quiet, but unshaken, filled with conviction and determination. Another quake. It was large enough to topple over the soul eaters and tentacles that have been surrounding us. You say that, but what exactly do you plan on doing? You may be the Fairy of Death, but you cannot possibly deal with this all on your own. No, I'm not alone. I have reliable friends by my side. Canis says as he pulls out something from his chest. That's the... It is a radio I borrowed from Rindo. With this, I can communicate with the others that are scattered throughout Medeo. Miser and Ignis were also with me for a portion of the way here to the Nexus, but they got eaten. What? They believed in me, and that I would be able to save you, so they are in their final positions. Positions? Then, after Canis releases a large sigh, Men, this is our final push. Do you copy? With his low and clear-cut voice, he calls out to the others over the radio. Hello! I don't know how to say hello, like, hello! How do you say hello like Miser? Like, I just can't do it. I can't do it in the way that I know it sounds in my head, but anyway. I'll happily be a threat to this world for the sake of our dear cafe owner. Honestly, this is my time to shine, Phyllis. Look at all this shit to burn. You gotta love Ignis for that. As I reported earlier, the evacuation of the fairies is completed. We're ready for mass destruction. Il sounds a little too happy as an angel. I am ready to blow the fuck out of this world. Also, I have a message from Rindo and Karia. They said they're waiting for our return. And now let's begin. You take the lead, Canis. He's like too overly excited to blow shit up. Like, he's like so sweet and innocent, and then he's like, let's destroy this shit. And you're like, I expect that from like Miser and Ignis to be excited to watch the world burn, but like, you'd think Il would be a little bit like, oh no, that would be bad. And he's like, yes, I love playing with fire. Like, over the radio, I can hear the voices of the most powerful beings in the universe, whom Venia has deemed worthy. Suddenly, a Gadrassil begins to tremble and, look, we all bitch slap, except for me, but everyone else gave Miser a good slap in the face. I think they all need to do that to Venia, at least. Makes a loud creaking sound, like a shriek. One can sense what had happened without having directly witnessed it. The others scattered throughout Medio must have attacked a Gadrassil all at once. I can hear a Gadrassil burn and collapse from the outer perimeters, as if to corroborate my assumption. Why are we're in the neck? We're in the center! This is not a good place to be! Does anybody think of that? This is their true power. While the siblings stand in awe of the overwhelming powers they can feel. And these are your final moments, Gadrassil. Canis draws his sword, and after taking one step forward, powerful enough to smash the ground below, he starts dashing toward the troublesome Gadrassil at an overwhelming speed. He's taking it up from the middle. His animalistic drive can mean but one thing. Canis has just declared that this is Gadrassil's final moment in existence. I hope you enjoyed that, so that's the end. I'm just kidding. We don't have that much more time. I don't think we're going to be able to finish. I think we're going to have a short part after this. He aims at a single spot, the one place strongly tied to Gadrassil, the place for sacrificed brides, the throne. Canis runs straight towards it in order to thrust his sword upon it. Gadrassil violently shakes at the imminent threat. With its quake, the numerous roots and summoned soul eaters, With its quake, numerous roots and summoned soul eaters, Gadrassil attempts to stop him in his tracks. It's just, sometimes the sentences don't make that much sense. Like, with its quake, the numerous roots and summoned soul eaters, Gadrassil, like... Okay, never mind, I get how it's saying. I don't know why sometimes I can't read, like, the sentences are so, and you're like, I have to stop and reread it. Because, like, with its quake, numerous roots and summoned soul eaters, Gadrassil attempts to stop him in his tracks. That's better. But it's like, because it sounds like with the quake, the numerous roots, you're thinking the numerous roots is the and it's just... I think it should have taken out the numerous root. It would have been easier without the in there. I don't know. Sometimes my brain can't just read these sentences right. But Canis doesn't even flinch. In the face of his overwhelming power, Gadrassil's attempt at resisting doesn't stand a chance. Canis begins to focus on his approach, growing sharper and stronger. By drastically increasing his own powers, a single blow might finish it off. He follows up by saying, Gadrassil, no, fairy world of Medio. After 500 years, I shall now bring death upon you. Oh, hey. Damn, that is a pretty CG. Because, I mean, you can't be like, look, he looks beautiful. He's literally a knight. But, like, the colors in it are gorgeous. Like, the pinks and the purple, the little bit of red and the blue. Like, just those tones and those colors are gorgeous with, like, the light and everything. I don't know, I just like it. I like it. That might be my favorite. He swings his sword with all his might, and while he slices Gadrassil, he takes his final step forward. My name is Canis Espada. As the fairy of death to all things of the fairy world, I shall protect the one I love, and will exact her revenge upon you. As the lone knight, accept my soul, my sword, and my word. His strike is to bring death upon Gadrassil, to destroy the throne, to put an end to all misfortunes. Canis imbues all of this power into his sword and... Sometimes you have to have fun with that. With a thunderous roar, he swings. I can't do thunderous roars. Okay, like, look. Like, whatever. Sometimes it's fun to scream, though. I can't do it too loud or people think I'm being murdered. Like, it looks so pretty. It's a pretty background, but... And after it, Gadrassil viscerally cries in agony. Without regenerating or retaliating. We need to run, motherfuckers! It's been handed its death, and takes its final breath. Hey, we killed a tree. Oh, well. Oh, never mind. I was like, oh, are we getting, like, the credits? Nope. With the death of Gadrassil, which had held my soul hostage, I begin to feel the movement of time. Once again, in an instant, my body feels light again and almost seem to float unassisted in midair. My attention's drawn to the tranquil scenery. Ah, that's right. Now that Gadrassil has died, those fairies are finally liberated, in the real sense of that word. I'm sorry for causing you years of suffering. for bringing you so much grief. But at this point, I haven't the time nor the voice to apologize as I should. So at the very least, allow me to pray. I wish for your happiness, and thank you, my dear sister, my dear brother. Thank you for saving them. Was that Banshee? This is like the... We're not going to be able to finish it in this part. I don't know. It could be like 10 minutes. It could be 5. It could be another 30. But at this point, because, like, we're about at time, again, I had to stop and we have to put the pieces together. So, wait. What? Yeah, okay, no, right time. I had to do the math. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. So I'm going to stop it here. And we'll just, I guess, get the ending in the next part. It might be a short part, and then we'll do the bad endings after that. So, unless for some reason I record and it's only 5 minutes, then I'll just edit it together, and we'll just have a very highly edited bits and pieces part. So, anyway, you won't have heard any of this because I'll have stopped and we'll continue. So, or maybe I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.